In today's session, we will be discussing the locator attachment for implant overdentures. This is an excellent attachment that provides incredible retention and flexibility to accommodate for different off-axis placement of implants. The locator attachment can be restored in a couple different ways. Today we'll be discussing a chair-side impression instead of the reline of the denture. As you look inside the denture, you can see that there are a couple of different colored inserts. These are blue. These come in different levels of retention. Clear, pink, and blue are typically would come in these little process packs that you can purchase from the different companies. The impression copings themselves are silver and look like they have a little top on them. I'll try and zoom in here a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the impression coping. Not to be confused with the actual housing. As you can see, the housing is also silver, but it doesn't have the little top. You can see the impression coping. Typically, when the patient comes to your office, you'll see that there's a healing abutment in place on each spot. For today, we will just use one site for the impression taking. So typically what you would do then is simply remove the healing abutment with your unigrip driver or your prosthetic kit. And set that aside. Prior to this appointment, you'll want to have ordered your components. And these locator abutments come in different heights to accommodate for the sulcus depth. You want to make sure that this entire gold part is really sitting above this soft tissue. There's a little rim, a little ridge you'll be able to see here. You may not be able to see it on camera. But that needs to definitely be free and clear of all soft tissue so that the housing inside the denture here will snap over that ridge. Very critical to make sure we've got good retention. At this point now, we'll just screw it in, start by hand a couple turns, and then pick up your locator core tool. And this locator core tool comes in 3 segments. The gold tip, you unscrew it here to make it a little easier, has a little triangular component to it that fits inside the gold part of the locator. So simply snug that as much as you can, tighten it down. You do that for both sides, making sure that you have as kind of an even a plane as possible on the top of the implants. Once you're happy with the height, make sure that the tissue is not interfering. You would go ahead and torque that down using the insert for the torque wrench in your prosthetic kit. It's actually a separate item you'd have to buy. It does not come as a standard part of the prosthetic kit. Following step is to take your impression coping and simply snap it into place. There's a very distinct little snap that you'll feel when you put that into place. Really hard to miss that. Do that for both implants, and now you'd be ready to take the impression. Using a polyvinyl siloxane is the most commonly used, and just make sure that it's a fairly heavy body so it's going to capture that coping inside and remove it. Once you've filled your tray, simply take it to the mouth, press it in place. You definitely want to be using just a little stock tray and let that set for a few minutes. Once your impression material is set up, simply remove the tray. As we turn it over, we can see now it's been captured inside. Now you will see the black processing ring inside of the impression coping. That will be removed at the laboratory when they pour up the model and start their processing of the new denture. At this point, the abutment replica will be placed into the impression, locked into place, and it'll be poured up. Laboratory can do this procedure for you. One other thing to note is the actual tool itself is very handy, and it can be used for all the different systems that are out there. It actually comes apart into 3 segments. The gold part that we discussed earlier for putting the abutments into place, and at the other end there's actually a bit of a lip, kind of an edge, sort of sharp, that will be used to actually remove the different colored inserts here. In the process packs that you can purchase, there's a pink, a clear, and a blue. The blue is the lightest retention, pink is the medium, and clear is the heaviest retention. You'll also see the processing cap that actually go in the denture, the one we showed before. By taking the sharp edge, you simply put it inside and you try and hook onto that colored component, and it should just pop right out, as you saw, and then you will see just silver. So then when you go to change these out, it's very simple. Actually just put it on the other end. So you simply load the colored insert there and take it straight to the denture. And you hear a very distinct snap when it's in place correctly. And there you go. It's that simple to change these out. Shouldn't have to change these too often, but when you do, it's very, very simple and quick procedure. So when everything gets come back to process, you'll have a situation like this on the model with the 2 implants in place, 2 abutments, and again, a very distinct snap when it's done correctly. Patients will be happy for years to come. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please contact me. Have a great day.